Have you ever had that eerie feeling that something, or someone, is watching you while you sleep? That maybe the shadows are hiding secrets darker than you could ever imagine? This is the terrifying story of a young boy whose nightmare wasn't in his dreams. It was lurking under his very bed. Imagine waking up in the dead of night. Not once, not twice, but repeatedly for several nights. Our story begins with a 12-year-old boy who lived in his parents' house, a large home with a split-level floor. His bedroom was on the lower level, away from the rest of his family. He was the oldest sibling, and his room, the biggest one in the house, gave him his own space. But space wasn't always a good thing. Each night, he would wake up for seemingly no reason, his mind buzzing with unease. There was no noise, no lights, just the gentle hum of the fan by his bed. But something didn't feel right. He dismissed it, thinking it was just his mind playing tricks. One night, as he was refilling his glass, he thought he heard something in his room. Maybe it was just the fan, or maybe it was something more sinister. He paused, frozen, straining to listen. But when he turned off the faucet, silence. Unsettled, he decided to sleep upstairs on the couch that night. And it happened again. Waking up to strange noises, this time coming from the kitchen. He couldn't see anyone, but the fridge light was on, and he could hear footsteps. Thinking maybe it was just his parents, he closed his eyes and tried to ignore it. The next day, his mother mentioned that his room smelled strange. The boy didn't think much of it. Maybe it was just old clothes or forgotten snacks. Little did he know, that smell was coming from something much more horrifying than he could ever imagine. That night, in the silence, he heard breathing. Not his own. It was a soft, steady sound. He tried to convince himself it was just his imagination, but it felt too real. Terrified, he slowly leaned over, scanning the room in the dark, his eyes falling to the floor. There, beneath him, was a stranger. A man, covered in dirt, asleep on a pile of blankets under his bed. The boy's blood ran cold. He stumbled backward, screaming, his heart pounding with fear. His father rushed in, pulling out the man and dragging him outside, as his mother called 911. This wasn't a nightmare. It was reality. This man had been hiding under his bed, rummaging through the fridge in the dead of night, possibly for days. The family was left haunted, forever questioning how long he had been there, watching, lurking. To this day, the boy, now a grown man, feels the terror of that moment, wondering, if he hadn't looked under the bed, how long would that man have stayed there? And now I have to ask you, have you ever checked under your bed? Because sometimes nightmares don't wait for us to fall asleep. They're already there, hiding, just waiting to be found. So, do you think you'd dare to check under your bed tonight? Or are you too afraid of what might be hiding there? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to hear more bone-chilling stories like this one.